It's the Slam Dunk.
So it was utter shock and devastation yesterday for Newshub staff, and today they won't be feeling any better. From experience, this gets worse before it gets better, and you have to trust me on this. No one died, okay? Hang in there and work it out in your own time. And remember, people lose jobs every day, and now you're one of them. And this won't make it any easier, but this is real life. This is what happens. I firmly believe that Discovery bought the TV business and only ever committed to Newshub for 3 years. I believe that was always the deal. 3 years. That's what I heard early on, and I haven't changed my view on this. And when you lose $100 million over 3 years on the news, it's over, isn't it? And there's never a good way to tell people, and getting them all in a room is about as good as it really gets. And perhaps today is not the day to say this, but you've got to hear it anyway, because let's get it over with. But traditional free-to-air TV news channels have been collapsing for years. The audience numbers have been in free fall every year. Year on year, they go down. And the bosses say it's almost over, folks. And yet, as they say it, they so often do nothing about it. And so you stop listening to them because, well, now we're TV. We're bulletproof. We're big and we're bulletproof and we're TV. And you thought they were making the necessary moves to the digital changeover. You were wrong, because nothing they did put digital and mobile consumption first. We were big TV. Big money takes ages, costs heaps, and fewer people are watching this stuff. And as each year went by, we gave away our stuff for free. Here it is. Cost us heaps, but you can have it. Advertisers were less interested. They went elsewhere. They went digital. The audiences were smaller on TV, and they were growing in digital space. And still, you didn't make the switch. We are TV. Go away. We're bulletproof. Well, change never goes away, folks. You can't fight change. Change is inevitable. One of the first things you'll learn in life. You have to adapt or die. So that's what we're doing now, podcasting, right? Personally, I think this was Discovery's plan all along. This is my opinion, and that's why they never pumped Newshub digital, because they didn't come here to do news. They only own one other news station in the world. That's in Poland. It's a 24/7 news channel, right? If you ask yourself this question, watch the answer. So here's the question. Did you wake up and rush to your own product or a competitor's product when you worked at Newshub? And how often did you watch the 6 o'clock news bulletin live in its entirety? Who watches 6 o'clock news? Truth is, we don't, and we haven't for some time. Go and have a look at your own habits. We as consumers now dictate to the news providers how we consume news. Right? You are powerful as a consumer, and consumers are all powerful. And we make it here as a podcast as easy as possible to choose us. So take the podcast. We make it for you. You pick it up at a time that suits. That's how it works now. Your life's important to you, and we just put it there to grab at some stage. If you thought Discovery was making the necessary digital changes behind the scenes, you were misled. If you thought it can't happen to me, you were deluded. If you thought we have future-proofed our business, there's no way you did. For far too long, Newshub didn't want to believe that the market was changing and did very little to go with the changes. You sort of almost sat there in the middle of the river saying, I'm not moving. Old school thinking in a new era where consumers are king. The people who listen to us are king. Welcome to what we call podcasts. Your choice, your time of day, you decide. This is not to crow about it. This is just what it is. And the numbers don't lie. It's where the advertising dollars are slowly coming to. It's where the people are. Sadly, more media will follow suit in the next year or two. And I take no pleasure out of what's happened at all. Newshub, and before that, 3 News, was the news leader in my view. The tough guys who made life hell for the pimps and the thieves and the ministers and the MPs and the Prime Minister, if he or she so deserved it. 3 News broke big stories, and they set the standard. More aggressive, more in your face, more out there, more risks, and all that was encouraged by the bosses under the brilliant leadership of Mark Jennings. It's true. It's what we did. But sadly, the news division did not enact enough change quickly enough around digital. Oh, yes, well, that's happening over there. I thought Discovery would have at least had some kind of offering online, Newshub online. But in hindsight, they were never going to, because they are not deeply passionate or committed to news. That's just the truth. They're worth $20 billion. They've got revenues of $40 billion annually. If they wanted to save the little broke guy on the Mount Eden border, they could have done so, and they would have. Their interest in New Zealand is 3 now, and putting all their content on 3 in the South Pacific. News was a cost, a hurdle, a 3-year thing they had to do as one of the conditions of the purchase, I reckon. But now they're free of that. It's all over for 300 talented and hard-working loyal staff who, for some of them, they've lost their job for the first time. Breathe, guys. Walk. Look for positives. And just remember, you weren't yanked off air mid-flight, were you? You know? You got a few months. I mean, imagine being yanked off air mid-flight. I mean, who would do that, you know? Anyway, good luck.